Hello and welcome to my channel. I picked up this book Nook from Minicity. I'm not usually a big fan of these because I have way too many books, but this one is different. It's a Phantom of the Opera theme, and that just happened to be my favourite musical. So I'm going to have a go at building it up, and as you can see the box is packed full of everything you need, including glue, tweezers and a small electronics kit. We also have a sticker sheet and full colour instructions. And we'll quickly go through those first. It consists of 36 pages and 3 distinct stages. I'm going to very quickly skim through all the pages, so if anyone wants to view them in detail, to simply pause the video. This kit is broken down into 3 parts: the understage, the stage, and then the cover, and it's jam-packed full of details and references. So if you've seen the films or the stage shows, you should recognise a few of these. On the sticker sheet we have rugs, books and other fine details. Plus we also have some clear parts as well as some light. Plus we also have several sheets of wooden cutouts. These are very accurate, very detailed and in full colour. So we're going to start with part 1 and I'll punch out the first 4 items. Most of these parts are held together with just friction, but some, like this case, need a little bit of glue. And the glue that's provided with this kit is pretty strong. I can now start attaching items to the base, and as you can see they're all using friction to fit. Any item with the colour printed on faces the front, as the rear detail simply won't be seen. As you'll probably guess, this is the sewer scene that I'm assembling. It will become more obvious once I slot the Phantom into place. We can have a quick look to get a taste of what it will look like once completed. Now it's time to work on the backdrop. I'm not going to cover every single stage in detail, just more like give you an overview and cover any point of interest. Right now I'm pegging on the portcullis, and this will hang against the back wall. There's still a piece that I forgot to punch out, so I'll pop that out now. And as you can see it pops out with ease, as some of these you need to use a scalpel to get them out. And there's also some docks to add to this as well. And as you can see it's full of holes with each component to slot into. This will be wedged into place when the back piece goes on, but for now it just has to sit loose. As for the places which needs something to be glued on, there's already an image of the item in its place, so all you have to do is add on a drop of glue and line it up. So far this is quite a well thought out kit. As with a lot of laser cut kits, they don't seem to test them enough first. Now that's in place, it's looking pretty good. And now I'm working on the side walls. The process is exactly the same as we've seen before, it's just a matter of following the steps. We also have a few books to make up, and these are basically wooden blocks with stickers wrapped around them. Simple yet effective. And I've got 5 of them to make up. I can now remove the candlestick from the polythene bag, as this will eventually sit on top of the books. But first I need to lay down a rug, and this has a slot in it which needs lining up with a slot on the floor, and this will help ensure that Christine can stand up. And once she's in place I can glue the books on top of each other haphazardly, and that will be topped off with a candlestick. I'm assuming this is going to be her chambers where she's practicing, and that's looking quite nice. Now this piece can be slotted into the walls of the underground. It's just a matter of trying to secure all the pegs without breaking anything. There's also a sticker on the front of this one, and this hides some of the unavoidable assembly process. These 2 big pieces are nearly ready to merge together, but first to put in the bed. And once that's in place it strengthens the back wall. And now the Phantom blade looking nice and homely. I then went ahead and added some of the pillars down either side. And now for the trickiest part of the whole process. I found trying to join these 2 together very hard, as not everything lines up perfectly and it took me a few attempts. But once it lined up I pushed it into place and hoped I didn't need to touch it again. And this is part 1 of 3 completed. There's quite a lot of detail in there and very atmospheric. For part 2 I've already assembled the piano and the back wall, and those slot together, and then they are pushed into place on the floor section. There's supposed to be a mark on the wall where the mirror goes, but it's not there, so I'm having to improvise. By lining up the pegs of the other pieces, it fits in there perfectly. Then I can add the phantom again, and also another sticker to hide the wood. I've also built up the staircase, which you can see in my right hand, and now all these pieces can be attached to the base, working from the ground up until I have a completed staircase. I have to make sure that every tab is fully inserted, otherwise it will cause problems later down the line. Then I unpunch the prima donna and slot her into place. You can see how tricky it starts to get when you've got to push on multiple tabs at once, but it shows you just how essential it is to make sure that everything is fully connected. Anyway, that's all the big pieces now together, and that's also the end of part 2. But there's no rest for the wicked as part 3 awaits. I'm wasting no time at all. I've built up both side walls. These are fairly flat because I have to slot in behind everything else. I've also put together the chandelier and the ceiling. And now onto the electronics. Thankfully it's all in one piece, it just needs spreading out and connecting at each juncture. Plus there's a slot at the back for the battery pack. But until the side walls are attached, I can't finish off the lights. Next goes on the decorated ceiling. And there's 3 holes for the light to feed through here. The other 2 are in the sewer with the phantom. So that's 5 LEDs altogether. I'm just using double-sided tape to attach the touch switch. So all this needs is the slightest touch and it turns on, just like this. Now all I have to do is finish applying all the remaining panels, and then this kit's completed. In the bowels of the opera lurks a ghastly figure, from whom ethereal music draws its darkest vibrations. His voice is like a clarion, sending shivers through the air, and when he sings, the audience cannot but quiver and quail. He is the phantom of the opera, the shadowy singer, the master of the score. Well, it looks pretty effective in the dark, and it certainly brings to life the story of the phantom, and adds that extra element of interest to your bookshelves. And if you look online, you'll find dozens of other themes available. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.